Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 4 of Vlogmas. It's about 10 a.m. here, and it is just a beautiful day. It was chilly and cloudy a little earlier in the week, but I think it's at least in the 40s now, and it's very sunny. I think we're gonna have some rain coming in later, but it's really nice right now. I'm planning to go running in just a little bit. I'm in my running clothes. And I'm looking forward to maybe getting a little bit of video. There's sun's come brightly through the window in the kitchen. So yeah, it's just gorgeous. And I'm looking forward to getting out for a little bit later. I'll also take Bentley for a walk, so I might get a little video of when I'm out with him. Something that I didn't share the first couple of days, just because I didn't want to start out with something sad, but I wanted to let you know that our Pyrenees Abby died last week. She had been diagnosed with cancer just shortly before that, and my husband was watching her. He said, I really think she's suffering. So we took her to our vet, or he did, and she's now buried on the hill overlooking the goats. So we really miss her, and it was hard to let her go. On a much brighter note, my husband had already located some Pyrenees puppies, because we do kind of need a guardian animal, and we had just put down a deposit on 2 puppies, and they will be working dogs. There's a dog house, and there'll be shelter, of course, for them up there, but they will live with our goats, and we should be picking up the puppies sometime in the next couple of weeks. We have to go to North Carolina to get them, but anyway, that'll be, I think, an exciting day and something kind of fun for Vlogmas to record that on video, going to get these puppies. We're considering some names. They are brothers, and my personal favorite is Buster and Keaton. I like those as names, but if you have some dog names that would work for sibling male puppies, I am open to suggestion. One of them is Milo and Murphy, because that's a kind of a favorite show for my son. I don't think they're making them anymore, but it was a fairly clever Disney show called Milo Murphy. I was trying to think if there's any other that have been particularly popular around here. My children all genuinely love Buster Keaton movies, so that's why that one's kind of popular around here. But if you have a suggestion, let me know in the comments. We would love to have some new ideas. But anyway, that should be fun in the next couple of weeks. So, how are you? I hope things are going well. I hope that you are feeling well, and that you're having a good Advent season. Okay, I have my coffee in my Poly Studios mug. I love this thing. It's huge, you can tell, and my coffee is delicious. Something I wanted to say, somebody actually asked me, I was wearing this the other day in a video, and I should have told you what it was, and I failed to do that. This was my Advent project from a couple of years ago. It's the Advent Wrap by Devan Steiner. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. If you are not on Ravelry, you can let me know. We can check, and I don't think it's available anywhere else, but it is free, so we can ask the designer if she would mind if we printed off some extra copies or somehow got it to you, but we'll have to ask first. Okay, so this is it. It has the same lace pattern for each color in your Advent skeins, or whatever mini skeins you're using. And then there's a main color that goes in between. I was using leftovers also for my main color. I don't remember, I had some. I actually started to run out, and I found another one that was really close that I switched to somewhere down here. It's honestly fairly hard to tell. But anyway, I wanted to let you know that the actual pattern has you do, I think, twice as many rows for the main color, and I just did them shorter because I didn't have a ton of that. And it's still plenty big. I used scraps that I had gotten from friends, so I've forgotten, it's more than 24. I can't remember the count. But anyway, this is one that I get the nicest compliments every time I wear this, both from knitters and non-knitters. But anyway, the Advent Wrap by Devan Steiner, and it is a fabulous pattern, and it's easy to keep up with. I think I had probably less than 10 grams of some of these. I think he needed about maybe 7 was all I needed for each stripe of the minis. But it's the same stitch pattern each time, so it's pretty easy to memorize once you've done a few of them. So really good pattern. I loved it. This year's pattern is the Winter Wonder Wrap. It is from Sally Jane Cameron, Pink Hair Girl. And I'll try to flip back. I need to just pull this picture out so I can show it each time. This is the Winter Wonder Wrap. And this one has a different stitch pattern for, it's not 24 of them, but I think there's maybe 12. And so you get to try out some different stitches. It's partway through a row, but okay, this is the first one. This is a star stitch. It's a little bit different from the way I was used to doing it, but I really like the texture. You have to go knit into 3 stitches at a time, which takes a long time, but I really do like the effect of it. Maybe it's just because I'm slow. Pointier needles might help. And then this one is just knits and purls. This section went pretty quickly. And then this is day 3, which I've obviously not finished yet. And this uses a mock cable or a twisted stitch. And I'm gonna pop in a video probably here. This stitch pattern is new to me, but it's a twisted stitch or mock cable. So what you do, so I get a little bit better angle, you knit into the front of the second stitch on the needle, and without taking it off, you then knit into the back of the first stitch and then both off. And then the other direction has you knit into the back of the first stitch and then into the front, sorry, the back of the second stitch, did I say that right? And then the front of that stitch and then both off. And you get this, it's a little harder to see in this variegated yarn, but this is the kind of mock cable that you get. Through the magic of video, you have hopefully just seen how to do it. I have opened today's color. It did not have identifying information, but it is a single, so it's not really focusing. Anyway, so really pretty, and so that will be next. And I'm enjoying this. I actually took a little bit of extra time to work on it yesterday, so I feel like I'm making a little bit better progress than I was before. All right, what else do I want to talk about? Oh, I wanted to tell you what I have started reading. I just started this morning. It is a classic, Dickens' A Christmas Carol. And I can read passages from this out loud because this is obviously public domain. It was published in, I think, I looked it up, 1840 something, 43, I think. So well into public domain. If you don't have a copy, it's available at Project Gutenberg. And I didn't check, but I'm pretty sure it would be available, probably several versions of it, available on Librivox. If you're not familiar with this, Project Gutenberg is printed or text of books that are in the public domain. And this one, I've seen this one, I know this one's available on Project Gutenberg. Librivox is audio books that are public domain. So all of that is free if you are interested in that. And as I said, there's probably a number of versions of the audiobook, different readers reading A Christmas Carol aloud. But I wanted to read the very beginning, which is one of my favorite passages from this. So we'll read a little bit of that in the next few days of Vlogmas. So, from A Christmas Carol. Marley's Ghost. Marley was dead to begin with. There's no doubt whatever about that. The register of his burial was signed by the clergyman, the clerk, the undertaker, and the chief mourner. Scrooge signed it, and Scrooge's name was good upon change for anything he chose to put his hand to. Old Marley was as dead as a doornail. Mind, I don't mean to say that I know of my own knowledge what there is particularly dead about a doornail. I might have been inclined myself to regard a coffin nail as the deadest piece of ironmongery in the trade. But the wisdom of our ancestors is in the simile, and my unhallowed hands shall not disturb it, or the country's done for. You will, therefore, permit me to repeat emphatically that Marley was as dead as a doornail. I love this passage in this book. Having only watched, it's the very beginning, having only watched A Christmas Carol, various versions of it, for many years, I had not actually read it until fairly recently, at least not that I remembered. And Dickens is much funnier than I had remembered. But I love this, and so I'll pick out a few of my favorite passages over the next few days. But highly recommend it. If you haven't read it or haven't read it in a while, get a copy of A Christmas Carol and read it. It's not, you can see, it's not long at all. And it's a really fun thing to read between now and Christmas. Well, thanks for hanging out with me. I'm gonna go out and run, walk the dog, and I'm not sure if I'm going anywhere else today. I don't have particular plans to do that, but if so, I'll try to get some video and some pictures. You can see the reflection of my son going upstairs in the mirror. Andrew, wave at the people. The staircase over there reflects in the mirror back here, so. Well, I hope you are having an excellent Advent, and I will look forward to chatting with you later. Merry Christmas.